Scene set. Hey. So, I've been out here for a good few months now, working away, writing, mostly writing, a little bit of video editing. And yeah, something interesting changed in the last couple of weeks that sort of changed from one type of flowing routine and working every day to an actual feeling of continuous flow, as in everything's running smoothly kind of flow. Because it depends how you define flow. You can have flow in an individual writing session, or in exercise it can be quite common, just where the mind goes blank, and you're just in the moment and you come out the other end like, wow, where did time even go there? It can be quite rare in writing because it's quite a heady activity, something that I think involves the visual arts, like painting. It's easier to get out of your head and get into flow. Same with like physical activity. For the first couple months, I've been settled in, got into a nice momentum with my writing, and was productive. You could argue that the routine itself was in flow. I was doing it every day, putting in a good amount of hours, getting some good output, getting into various states of actual writing flow. But then the last couple of weeks, there's just been this shift, and I've just felt lighter mentally, and just almost around the clock flowing experience, whether I'm writing, whether I'm not. And it's because I've cut out social media and all the most distracting apps that were distracting me. I can be pretty good at keeping those things at bay in a writing session. But the sneaky part of all this is in between the work sessions, in between the writing sessions, or anything that you're working on. I can sometimes have this habit of, time to listen to a podcast while I go on a walk, or have my lunch, watch a bit of YouTube, scroll a bit of Reddit or Instagram, whatever the thing is. And I was in that zone for a while. It's just what I brought with me to Nepal, my habits. But slowly I got rid of all those, and I felt it straight away. I think the second afternoon, where I didn't go on any apps and I just sat and let my mind wander. And it was this just like sort of low frequency shower of like joy. It was just like, it was kind of subtle, but it was just like a lifting of a weight off my shoulders or something like that. And it reminded me, I kind of been through this before, and it reminded me, oh, that's great. And then I kind of slipped, honestly, like maybe even the next day or a couple of days later, I slipped back into using the apps. Got a bit too ahead of myself, but then I got back on it again. And now I've been at it for a good few weeks, maybe even a month. And it just every day is so much better. And one of the key things is that it's in between those work sessions that the work carries on in the back of your head, in your unconscious, without even trying. I'm just on a walk, I'm just eating my lunch, and not even intentionally, it's just fragments will pop up and it'll reword a phrase that I've been working on, or it will connect two dots that I hadn't quite seen before, or an idea to put something somewhere else, all those kind of things. And it's just because my brain's still working on it unintentionally, in the same way maybe that your dreams are still working on processing everything that goes on in the day. They're still at it in the night. And you've just got to give it space to do that during the day, and it will have a much harder time of doing that if you're filling your face holes with content and entertainment. So I've just been really, really enjoying it the last few days. It's in those spaces of silence that my book carries on being written, and then it just leads to notes throughout my lunch, through the walk back, through having a relax for an hour or so. And then when I come back to my next writing session, I've actually got a bunch of notes ready to put in to to the book on my next writing session. And obviously I'm kind of making it writing centric just because that's what I've been doing. But for anyone else, I'm sure you can apply this to whatever it is you're doing in life. It's just giving yourself enough space and not filling yourself with entertainment every spare minute, you know, when you're cooking a meal, when you're on a walk, when you're commuting. I think it's definitely harder. It is for me when I'm in a sort of everyday job, work life, you know, when I'm kind of exhausted and you're on a bus, like I just want to drown myself out with entertainment and content. And some of it can be productive as well, you know, like, you know, positive psychology stuff or the science of healthy living and good routines. It can be, you know, it can be motivational, but it is also a slippery slope because it's not hard to slip from those productive ones down into, you know, more junk content, which I'm not against. You know, I still do have times in the evening to watch stuff, you know, movies, shows, whatever. And I'm not some like just productivity bro trying to be productive every minute of every day. It's just about having intentional downtime when you just not automatically filling your downtime with consuming stuff, because I kind of was doing that. It was just it was unintentional habitual consuming, whereas at the minute I've kind of got rid of it all. But it would be fine to, as long as I am intentional about it. Like, do I actually want to do this? Do I actually want to listen to this 3-hour podcast? Or am I doing it just because I don't even know why, you know? And then before I know it, I've lost a few hours. And So I just wanted to share that while it's sort of, while I'm sort of mingling right now with those feelings. Again, this is covered a little bit in my first book. And I've put a bit more time into articulating it. So this is just the raw version spilling off the top of my head and off the tip of my tongue. All right. Ta very much for listening, like.